Welcome back to Captain's Workshop. Here we are now looking at the wing construction. This is a wing shape, as you can see on the plan. So we've got one lot of dihedral to the wingtips and then yet another lot of dihedral, giving us a shape like that. Polyhedral it's sometimes named in magazines and books. So the basis of the wing is very similar to all other forms of construction. So here you can see we have an outer wing panel and another outer wing panel here. You'll notice that on the plan there are two different templates for setting the dihedral, and I've made little balsa templates up from the plan, and they're cut exactly as they should be. Now this is the central wing rib dihedral template. So this is a wing center, and this is a middle part of the wing which isn't quite finished. So what we're going to do is we've already set the outer panel here. So if you look at that very closely, you'll see that fits perfectly. Obviously the outer rib has no dihedral, it's straight. But I've taken these off the board so you can see how I organise the slightly awkward way of putting it together. So I'll take all these out of the way and leave us with this set one central panel. So we need to put this one away so we don't get mixed up, and this is the one we require at this position here. So what we've done, the ribs are already laser cut for you. You just take them out, tidy them up a little bit, and then we have a trailing edge. Now this trailing edge I've notched. I've done it, I've got two razor blades together that you can notch out. I've got a razor saw, and I cut and then use a scalpel and a line along here so they end up being exactly the same length from the front edge. That's done. This is pinned in through the wood this time. It's a heavy piece of wood relative, I mean it's not heavy, but it's relative to the aircraft, so you can pin that solidly in place. The next thing to do is to put the 1, 2, 3, 4 ribs in place, and you can see this is doubled up at the centre for strength. So that width there is equating, when it's at a dihedral angle, to fit onto the fuselage, of which there are two pieces to get the instance right. So a little bit more strength at that point. But the difficulty is getting it fingers and thumbs and getting it all sorted. So pin this first, and then cut these slightly oversized, which are 16th square, or 1.5 mil in modern money, and make them slightly oversized. These are stuck in place, making sure they slightly go over where they need to be. You can see this side particularly, they're there. Then once those are stuck in place, we offer the front leading edge in, and this is held with pins like this to hold it tight against the structure. And at that point, the only thing we have that are loose are these two ribs here. They're not stuck in at the moment. And the idea of doing that is that when we take our template, and again this is another fairly good use for Superfatic, but if you do it often enough, you're quite okay with my speed bond, blobber glue, blobber glue, blobber glue, blobber glue, and then you literally take this out and you feed it in so that that is just holding that in the right place, and you can just adjust this so it's in line with where it should be on the fuselage, and it's in line where it should be for the dihedral angle. And then that's the same for the other side. At the moment this is not stuck in, you can see. I've just used it for illustrative purposes to show you how much easier it is to manage if you use this method. Just push that there, so it's right on line, and then we just tuck it back a little bit, and at this point now we can glue that. Very important afterwards to use these little pieces here, triangular sections, and somewhere I've got a pile of them. They're bigger ones for the fuselage, and there are some more already cut in the kit. Here we are, and you see they're all there, very, very tiny, but keeping weight down and also giving quite a lot of strength. So this is not going to wobble, as light a structure as it is. And of course the next thing to do is, when we've done this, we've got two choices. We can either glue the wings together and get the full wing finished, or we can do what I'm going to do with this one, and I'm going to cover these all individually, and then I'm going to stick them together. So that'll be another video, and I'm going to use some very thin plastic material that you sometimes shrink documents in, sometimes called Doculam as a trade name, but there's lots of places in China you can get it, and the trick is to get a light version of it. So I've got some 16 micron Doculam, which has the adhesive already on it. You can also use Mylar of a lower weight, maybe 5 grams per square meter on a model this size, just to keep the weight down. And in that case you use a product called Cover Grip, again from Deluxe Materials, and this is a heat sensitive glue. So I would cover the structure just on the outer panels, adhere the Mylar, whether I'm using Doculam or neat Mylar, and then it will shrink with your iron just to get it taut but not over tight. And at that point you can then over cover that with tissue, but that is a subject of complete another video. It's quite a long process, but it does give you a very strong model and increases the strength substantially. So thank you once again. Next thing we will do will be this covering of the model aircraft. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.